Danish police are making a bust and taking their handcuffed perp off to be booked. But this is no ordinary criminal. In fact, he's not a criminal at all. He's a toy designer, and he's out researching this year's rendition of the best-selling construction toy on the planet. Making this set will take years of design and development, metric tons of plastic, 1,200 molding machines working around the clock, an army of robots, precise painting and packaging lines, automated sorting machines, and a massive global distribution system.
The building factory really is almost a giant Lego set. It's very modular. It consists of pieces that fit together perfectly well.
It all starts with a simple interlocking brick and stacks up to a global toy empire, Lego.
And now we come to our Danish.
The Lego design team has come to a Danish police station for a little inspiration. They're an elite team with a big challenge, designing the latest reboot of the most popular classic Lego set in history. The police station is the flagship set of Lego City, the company's original playset. Globally, children spend an estimated 5 billion hours a year playing with the iconic bricks. The basic building blocks, the classic bricks, haven't changed much since 1958, but demand for the Danish toy has only gone up. Worldwide, 7 Lego sets are sold every second. The police station and the rest of Lego City gets updated every few years to keep up with the times. And like every police squad, this design team has its own rookie.
Over here, and I can see he's about 170 meter high. Yes.
I've been at Lego for less than 4 weeks now. When I was about 12 years old, I sent a letter to Lego asking how to become a Lego designer, and they sent me a reply back telling me what qualifications a regular Lego designer would have and what I should be specialising in. So I signed up to design technology, art and design, and followed that all the way up to university where I studied product design. To be part of the Lego City team is like a dream come true. I don't really know how else to put it.
The team has a year and a half to get the new police station set on the shelves. Creating the new playset will take 5 steps. Design and development, moulding, painting and decorating, packaging, and distribution. The experienced designers try to see the real police station through kids' eyes.
If we have crazy people, we can use it against them.
I think we have some crazy people here.
Do you have a favorite car?
Yes, some of them is better than some other.
Torben's the senior designer, and Karsten is the creative lead.
We have to be true to the moms also buying the products for the kids, and they should also go, oh, city is a safe place.
It's not for fun, I'm wearing the vest.
The playset needs iconic police features, but nothing too violent. There are no guns in Lego City.
What do you guys think? Is anything here we would say, oh wow, why didn't we do this?
I think this one we could make one like this.
It's an international team designing for global customers, but the toys are still mostly made in the same small town where Lego was born, Billund in Denmark.
I would say this is where most of the magic is made physical.
The flagship moulding plant is divided into 3 main areas. 14 towering silos, where the raw plastic granulate comes in. 12 production lines, where the Lego bricks are born. And a 23-meter-high storage warehouse, where the bricks are sorted before heading out to decoration and packaging. Stretching over half a kilometre, the factory in Billund is a non-stop brick-making machine.
We make about 500 bricks per second, which is 30,000 bricks I mean, it's pretty much 24/7. We are talking billions of bricks every year being produced in this town.
The Lego factory in Billund is the largest plastic moulding factory in the world. Its moulding machines churn out 21 billion bricks a year. With just a 2-year supply of bricks, you could build your way to the moon. The plant goes through up to 60 tons of plastic granulate a day, and the 14 silos make sure the factory always has a week's supply. An intricate network of pipes feed the raw granulate into a dozen moulding lines, where machines churn out 7,000 different Lego shapes and colours. Robots pick up the freshly minted bricks and send them on a highway to a massive sorting and storage warehouse. From here, some elements stay in Billund for decoration and packaging, but most travel on to plants in the Czech Republic and Mexico. Sustaining enough global demand for all those toys isn't easy. The industry has a built-in obstacle for companies trying to create brand loyalty. Kids outgrow their toys. But where many see a problem, this company sees opportunity. They keep customers over the years by catering to builders at every age. Their classic sets, aimed at kids 5 to 9. The larger Duplo sets, made for the youngest children. Lego Technic and Mindstorms, geared towards teens and adults. Back in Billund, the designers settle down for a round table in the all-white Idea factory. Before any plastic gets melted down, the police station set needs its new look. The delivery deadline is months away, and the team has spent over a year testing new designs.
So just get some functions in there, some nice and simple functions that we know that they can also handle and build and understand. We need to do some investigation into what the kids would prefer.
I need something.
They use inspiration from the real police station to create a playset children can recognize anywhere in the world.
I like personally on the police station that we saw where they took the mock shots. That whole setup is very iconic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you know about it. You haven't been there, but you know about it.
I've been there. No.
Yeah.
Seen it.
With the lines and.
Yeah.
They give the new set a built-in storyline, letting kids play with the rubber inside the jail cell.
And then we talked about this area over here. It was open, but now they can escape through the wall here. So it's possible to escape.
The robber has a plan, staging his own great escape, through the wall and down the drain pipe.
If you had a spotlight,
Yeah.
that would be really cool, I think.
Yeah.
But he needs an escape tool. He finds a crowbar under the bed and uses it to break out. The crowbar is a dual-purpose invention.
This is the final crowbar, and the way it works is that it fits into the hand of the robber, so he can run around breaking out of jail and into banks. And it also works as a real crowbar. If you have your Lego bricks put together here, you use one end, or you use the other end to break apart Lego.
In the end, the designers have come up with a 783-piece set. But that doesn't mean the factory will have to make 783 molds for all those pieces. Molds are very expensive, up to €250,000 each. So designers try to use existing pieces in unique combinations to make new playsets. The flexibility of the interlocking brick is the cornerstone of the Lego business. The combinations are limited only by the builder's imagination. After all, using just 6 8-studded bricks of the same colour, the builder can make 915,103,765 different combinations. Using existing bricks for the construction frees the designers to add a new character to this year's set, the trusty police dog. Gita Thorsen is the team's sculptor.
My role is to capture this German Shepherd and make it into a Lego piece like this. That's very characteristic for a German Shepherd, that it has those really lovely ears pointing up and he's very aware of what's going on. And then he has a sloping back. That's things that I look for.
So, just how do you turn a real German Shepherd into a 3-centimeter toy?
First I looked at the real dog and then grabbed images as well, where you can see the bone structure and the muscle structure. First I sculpted with this clay while it's soft, and then I look at my grid, see where I am to get this right.
She fine-tunes the basic shape with a sculpting knife, but the police dog is far from complete. Most of the police station set is ready for the production line. But first, the brand new dog figurine needs a transformation. From clay to plastic. Plastic is the lifeblood of the toy business. The Billund factory in Denmark uses a huge variety of machines and tools to make high-end toys, including injection, precision painting, and packaging machines. But plastic moulding wasn't always the Lego business. The company started long before automated production lines, with mere scraps of wood. Ole Kurt Christiansen was born in 1891, the 10th of 13 children. At only age 7, he became a carpenter's apprentice to help feed his family. Ole grew up to be a master carpenter, and by the age of 25, he owned his own shop. But in the early 1930s, the Christiansen family fell on hard times.
1932 was a terrible year for him, because not only that depression set in, he furthermore lost his wife.
Alone with 4 sons and facing poverty, Christiansen reinvented his career at the age of 41.
So he used scrap wood to start making toys, which was quite natural to him because he loved kids, he was a playful character, and he was very skilled with working with wood.
For 2 years, he made toys on the side, but the demand grew enough for him to start a full-scale toy company. In 1934, Christiansen combined 2 Danish words, leg and god, meaning play well, and Lego was born. Close to 80 years later, they make toys on a huge scale, thanks to injection molding machines. The machines take in raw plastic granulate, heat it to 250 degrees, and inject the plastic toothpaste into the mold. The molds maintain up to 120 tons of pressure as the plastic cools into its characteristic shape. That's like holding the plastic under 3 fully loaded trucks. Even with fancier technology, turning raw granulate into bricks, tiles and dice is still at the very core of what Lego does. And no machine, robot or tool is more important for this mega factory than a single part, the mold.
You could say the molds are the working horses of this factory.
Every single block has to be designed with almost inhuman accuracy. That's because every block produced not only has to fit seamlessly into the set it comes in, but also has to interlock with every single block made since 1958. The new police station set needs its own new mould for the police dog. Moulds are born a few minutes away from the factory floor, where a highly specialised team turns clay sculptures into precision moulds. First, the sculpted police dog takes a turn on a 3D scanning table. The finished scan gets mapped and smoothed out, so there are no sharp, potentially harmful edges. Then, mold designers manipulate virtual mold parts to create the perfect space for the Lego dog. They make space for the hot plastic, called parting lines, and try to anticipate any leaks or safety hazards. The finished design gets fed into a giant tooling machine, which carves a prototype mold out of brass. Each prototype gets a test assembly. What seems perfect on a computer screen may not fit together in the real world. The mold gets a final once-over by hand, giving it nice, smooth surfaces. This prototype gets a test run on a small-scale injection line. Only perfect molds make it to the factory floor. The 12 molding lines churn out Lego pieces, 36,000 a minute, that can be fed into any number of playsets. The new police dog mold is ready for its spot on the factory floor.
I've been working at Lego at about 20 years, and the 15 of these 20 years I've been changing molds, so I got a little bit of experience. My father was working here before me. The first time I saw the mold machines, I think, oh, there's some big machines and complicated.
It takes just under 2 hours to change out a single mold, but the flexibility gained makes it worth the downtime. The molds themselves weigh between 150 and 1,500 kilos. Finn isn't the only second-generation factory worker. Ole Kirk's sons played a big part in keeping the company on its feet. They helped build a new factory when the original workshop burnt down in 1942. Things looked worse after World War II, when wood was hard to come by. But Ole Kirk and his sons sidestepped the problem by investing in a new material: plastic. Christiansen bought his first plastic injection molding machine in 1947. The move worked. By the late 1950s, his toy company was an international success. With the police dogs taking shape, Finn moves to another machine for a random sample. The sampled pieces ride a tube system to the quality control room. Here they go through a series of tests to make sure each brick meets a margin of error of hundredths of a millimeter. Testers check the height of the brick and the studs separately. The most important check is for what they call clutch power.
A 5-year-old kid has to play with those elements, put them together, and actually have the clutch power that they don't fall apart, but also be able to actually click it apart again.
The mold machines are so precise, only 12 pieces out of every 100,000 made fail quality control. That consistency of clutch power is what pushed the company into the global market. In 1955, Ole Kirk's son Gottfried saw potential in new markets. He presented his father with an idea to create a system of toys that could all fit together. This way kids could keep buying toys to expand their existing sets. It seemed like the perfect vehicle for the bricks Ole Kirk invented. They released the first Lego city that year, complete with police cars. But the early bricks were hollow and couldn't hold the system together well. So in 1958, the stud and rod Lego brick was born. The more stable brick became the company's icon, as well as its most versatile piece. And keeping those bricks consistent means a lot of maintenance. A small army of maintenance technicians keeps the molds in top shape.
We call the mold in our process the heart of the process. It's the most expensive part of the injection. They are approximately between 40,000 euros to 200,000 euros.
Each mold gets a personal once-over by a maintenance tech every 3 weeks.
I do approximately about 2 molds a day and look into them thoroughly. We have to treat them with consideration and a lot of care and love because repairs are very, very expensive.
All 300 mold components get a thorough wash, followed by a hand polish.
We mustn't forget that what we produce and what we make here, it will be going to our customers there. And our customers are children, and the children have to be safe and have something to enjoy.
children aren't the only ones buying and building. The company also has a devout following among adults. The Danish toy is especially popular in Europe. Zwolle in the Netherlands holds the largest annual LEGO event on the planet. 75,000 fans flock here every year to show off their creations. About half of the event is geared towards children, and the rest is for adult fans.
We are the largest LEGO event in the world. LEGO World is for all people. That means it is for children, it is for their parents, but also for our adult fans.
They call themselves the Adult Fans of LEGO, or AFOLs, and they take building very seriously.
I'm not that into children, but I accept that LEGO is made for children. You know, AFOLs like LEGO, but it's in real life it's made for children. So I have to accept that.
This is a model of the Rijksmuseum. It's the Dutch National Museum of Classic Art. There are over 300,000 bricks in this model of the Rijksmuseum.
Many of the adult fans credit LEGO in shaping their careers.
I'm a civil engineer. LEGO is very helpful if you choose a technical profession, because it really structures your mind to think about how things work, how things are put together, how things are structurally strong or weak.
But the ultimate job for any die-hard fan is back in Denmark, at the factory.
Being a LEGO is the only job that I've ever wanted in my whole life.
Sam, the rookie designer, gets his first tour of the plant, where the police station set is deep in phase 2, moulding.
Yeah, I've never even seen this before. No. I've only ever seen the actual finished product.
There's just over 2 months left before Christmas. The perfect time to show this rookie what it really takes to get this set out of the door.
It's in the process of cooling down.
It's not just brains and brawn. Most of the workers doing the heavy lifting on the moulding line are more steel and plastic than flesh and bone. LEGO uses a robotic fleet to move the fresh bricks. As crates fill up with bricks, robots move them to an upper-level conveyor system. The crates make their way into a massive storage room.
With all the bricks in here, I could probably rebuild my own house. It'd be amazing.
Here, 4 robotic cranes zoom across 70 kilometers of shelf space to sort just under 500,000 bins.
I'm the greatest admirer of the inventor of the robo crane. It is an amazing and hugely value-adding invention. Just seeing what it is possible to automate if we do things smart and have it highly intelligently managed just is a mind-blowing experience every time.
Invention is a big part of the job at the factory. To push innovation and flexibility, it has a dedicated full-time team just for new production ideas. It's called the Concept Factory.
The Concept Factory is a mini factory in the big factory where you can try something totally new out before you put it into the big factory.
The Concept Factory team was recently tapped to solve a unique puzzle: how to translate the building experience into a board game. This meant inventing a whole new kind of dice.
This is definitely the most complex element that we have made in the LEGO history. So we started the journey in finding out what kind of dice is a LEGO dice. We started out with first building from what we have, but that is obviously not good enough.
The company wanted dice with building hardwired into the design, but the hard plastic made too much noise. Luckily, there was plenty of rubber material at hand. The moulding plant churns out over 300 million tires for their playsets every year. By numbers alone, it's the world's top tyre manufacturer.
The idea here is to combine the Lego brick and the material from the Lego tires, so we get the benefit of the tiles being able to stick to the core, and that we get this nice sound of rolling the dice.
But wrapping the hard plastic with the soft rubber wasn't so easy. The concept factory had to create the most expensive mold in the factory.
Hvis det skal være mulighed at lave et emne som det her.
To make an element like this in the right Lego quality, you have to have the right machine, the right tool, and the right equipment. What happens first is the elements on top get molded here. This part is closed together. It opens again, and the robot takes the element and puts it here below. This gets molded on top, and what comes out here is the finished element.
Det der kommer ud her, det er så det færdige emne.
The €250,000 mold is finally churning away at the factory. They hope this roll of the dice will pay off. The dice mold may be expensive, but it's nowhere near the company's biggest investment. That title belongs to an ambitious video game. Lego playsets tap into two of the most fundamental child impulses, building and roleplay. Now, the toy maker is moving that play experience into a computerized environment in an online game called Lego Universe.
We said, is there a way that we can take what is inside the child's head and in the physical playroom where you invent all these stories and you play them out physically, if you're able to do that on the computer as well? The big question is, when you go into the virtual space, how you translate the Lego DNA into that world.
Lego Universe is an MMOG, or massively multiplayer online game. That means kids from all around the world can play together online.
This is all about kids coming together and playing online with Lego bricks. So basically you can connect with people in China and with people in the US and share the overall play experience together.
Building an online social game for children raises a unique challenge. As toy makers, they keep playsets safe by avoiding sharp edges and using non-toxic paint. For the video game, they needed a way to keep kids safe on the internet.
As a parent, obviously, it's very important that they're safe.
It's been a real big challenge of creating something that is free and open-ended and yet safe for children. So we've made sure that whenever you create something within Lego Universe, you cannot show it to the world unless it's been approved by our moderation team. Then we've also created this sort of best friends system. So if little Tommy is the next door neighbor and you know him already, your child and his best friend can also be best friends in the game. But they cannot play with somebody you don't know. So you as a parent are in control. You can set the scene for who you want to play with.
Between game design and child safety features, a project this big needs a Hollywood-scale budget.
So Lego Universe was the biggest investment that the Lego Group ever did in a single product. And this is so important to us because it's like the platform for future expansion into the digital world.
But even with multi-million-dollar video games and complex board games, kids still flock to the classic set. Back at the factory, the police station sets are ready for Phase 3, painting and decoration. The elements leave Billund in coloured bins and travel to the Czech Republic. The bulk of decorating and packaging happens in the small town of Kladno, just outside Prague.
We are producing around 35 to 40% of Lego's volume a year. When it's high season as is right now, 1.5 million Lego sets a week.
The Kladno plant processes over 1 billion pieces a month. The bins pass through a sorting system and are stacked in a towering warehouse, just like Billund. This sorting system keeps the Kladno plant ready to package almost any set Lego offers at a moment's notice. The police station set makes its way to the decorating line and waits for its turn under the paint. Kladno holds a 9-hour buffer of stock on the factory floor to make sure the lines run around the clock. The police dog waits while a technician runs a changeover on a painting machine called a 5-star. The decorating line stresses flexibility, just like the moulding plant in Billund. The same machine can paint a policeman 1 hour and a jet fighter the next. And once the changeover is complete, the decorators can really move some paint.
We can decorate approximately on this type of the machine 2,500 pieces every hour.
The decorating machines are precisely engineered to keep the tiny pieces steady while they paint every minuscule detail.
It's like stamping a seal on the document once again, once again. We are willing to take that extra step and decorate. The little boy will not have to place a tiny sticker in the place where he is expecting the dog's eye. We will make it for him and it will stay there for good.
The painting lines are where the hero of every playset comes to life, the minifigure. It was first born in 1974 and took its current shape 4 years later.
In 1978, we launched a minifigure which was yellow and just smiling, no race, no religion, just a smiley, happy fellow.
The minifigure was a huge hit and has played many roles over time and wears many faces, thanks to the decorating machines. Their plants decorate over 250 million minifigures a year, enough to stretch hand in hand from Billund to Boston. The latest police set gets its own redesigned minifigures.
That you can break out. The children really recognize some stereotypical things. So if you look at this guy and he has the gold tooth here, they really see that as something that makes him a robber. At the same time, his unkempt appearance and his stubble will make him a robber. That's what we learn from kids' tests.
And this year's robber gets a disguise for his escape.
We thought of this little story that the robber broke out of prison and then he got a little jacket that he pulled over his prison suit. So the challenge is that it should still be visible because we have to make sure that you can see the striped suit beneath it.
Of course, kids will be kids, and small, brightly coloured pieces of plastic are doomed to see their fair share of little mouths. The company counts on parents to guard against choking, and the production line to keep the paint both non-toxic and hard to remove.
Every production is tested what we call a saliva test, and it is the liquid which is very similar to the type of liquid you have in your mouth. And basically we put these lovely bricks into that liquid and try to wash off the paint. It never comes off.
The freshly painted police station set moves on to phase 4, the pre-pack line. Workers manually fill every sorting machine with a corresponding element. The pre-pack line divides the Lego pieces for the police station set into smaller groups before going into the boxes. Finely calibrated sorting machines count exact numbers of pieces while keeping the line moving at a fast pace. The air in the plastic bags keeps the pieces from breaking during shipping. At full speed, the line packs over 50,000 bags a day. And they get the piece count in each bag right by tracking weight down to the milligram. Every cartridge goes through 6 weight checkpoints. If the weight is off, the final checkpoint kicks the cartridge out for manual verification. The system has to keep up a steady pace across all pre-pack lines, especially during this time of year. Lego sells more than 50% of its volume in the 6 weeks leading up to Christmas.
There's no doubt that the pressure, particularly in these weeks, on our entire business system is huge. Huge. I mean, we need to pack and ship, particularly ship, so many products every single day. And if that breaks down, it's obviously a big problem for us.
But at the other end of the Kladno plant, there's a glitch. The multi-million-euro robotic crane system normally sorts 500 boxes an hour, feeding the elements into the decorating and packaging lines. But now, the entire system is all too quiet.
So I would like to ask our technicians if they can do some technical maintenance on it.
While empty conveyor belts wait for bricks, the logistics team struggles to troubleshoot the problem. There seems to be a communication breakdown between the computers that plan brick movements and the robotic cranes. The production process has a built-in buffer of 9 hours. The situation becomes more dire with every minute.
We need to solve it as soon as possible, immediately.
If the system is down longer than the 9-hour buffer, the entire plant will have to shut down production. Lego is no stranger to big problems. After all, not too long ago, the company hit a serious rough patch.
During the 90s, the markets for toys and children at large in their play behavior changed a lot.
As video games grew in popularity, Lego suffered losses for 11 straight years.
Unfortunately, we reacted in many different ways, or sometimes in very wrong ways.
At the worst stretch, they lost $500 million in just 2 years. And then, something unusual happened. Hardcore adult fans hacked the single best-selling Lego product, the robotic kit Mindstorms. Mindstorms appeals to die-hard fans because they can literally make their creations come to life. Over half of Mindstorms users are adults. Many companies would have taken the hackers to court, but Lego offered the top hackers toys in exchange for ideas.
We realized that the coding they did was a lot better than the one we had done. So we invited them around and asked them why. And they told us because they loved the Lego experience and they just thought the product we had done wasn't as good as it could be.
The move fitted in well with an overall shift towards rethinking the company's business strategies. They created new licensed products, including the best-selling Star Wars sets and video games. Lego went on to hack itself, streamlining distribution and challenging designers to create new sets with existing pieces. Their gamble paid off in spades. Mindstorms NXT launched in 2006 and broke sales records. For the classic sets, they refocused every product towards a construction experience.
2004, which was sort of a key turning point for us, we said we dare to believe in the core, we dare to believe that construction is what we do best, but we then did it in a very contemporary way.
Back at the Lego plant in Kladno, Czech Republic, technicians are up against a very immediate problem. They're trying to restart the robotic crane system.
Hi, Karsten. Unfortunately, we didn't succeed with the restart of the system, and
at least now they're closing in on the cause of the breakdown.
The problem is somewhere between the communication of Czech Republic and Swiss. So the IT guys need to solve it.
The plant's sorting system is run out of an IT department in Switzerland. The Czech workers can only wait while the Swiss technicians work on the problem remotely. There are only 10 minutes left to prevent a production line shutdown. The plant manager prepares to trigger the fail-safe plan.
Bring it over to an existing pallet that we need to bring into...
If the production floor runs out of elements, the experienced staffers will switch to training the new employees. There's no wasted time at this plant. But before the plan kicks in, the robots are back online.
it was not the best day in my work here for Lego.
Finally, everyone is happy. Production has got the material and everything is fine now.
They've narrowly avoided a plant shutdown, but the cranes have a lot of catching up to do. The Kladno plant is now back at full speed, from robotic intake to the last stop at the plant, final packaging. The packing line has automated machines to fill playsets of almost any size and shape, but the police station set is an oversized box containing 783 pieces. This set has to be packed by hand.
It takes 16 people to pack this box, constantly running in an 8-second stack time. So every 8 seconds comes one box of the police station out of the line. At this moment, we're packing, in average, at this type of the line, 650 units per hour.
At full speed, the team packs 1 million boxes a week. The fully packed boxes are wrapped and loaded onto trucks and head across town for the final phase, distribution. LEGO and DHL partnered in 2005 to run most of LEGO's global distribution from a single warehouse.
This distribution centre is a mega DC, as we call it. Unless you come and see it, it's hard to describe or even comprehend the volume that's handled through this, the amount of storage we've got, the activities that go on in this facility. It's just huge.
The DHL distribution centre stretches half a kilometre long and covers 100,000 square metres. That's 14 football pitches.
This site is the biggest site in the Czech Republic and probably one of the biggest in Central Europe. It's extremely complex to handle the work here.
Toy stores from all around the world place orders with LEGO pickers, who custom fill orders tailored for individual markets. Running most of global distribution out of a single site gives the company a unique advantage. If demand spikes for a certain playset, the entire system from moulding to distribution can meet that need in just 10 days. A small army of forklift operators navigates through 140,000 storage positions to meet the enormous demand.
This year we plan to dispatch in excess of 120 million LEGO sets.
After 18 months of design and development, moulding, sorting, decoration and packaging, and giant-scale distribution, the LEGO City Police Station set meets its toughest test yet, the 8-year-old boy.
To see them like lighten up in their faces, smiling is just, you can't explain how that makes you feel. You're really proud. So that's cool. So that's the best thing.
This. No, Zofia. Candy. I think he looks like a police dog. They're pretty cool. It looks really like a real police station.
The set's look works, but did the story come across?
You can open these toilets. That is also really awesome, because then you can really play and do a lot of stuff. And then the robbers can jump out, and then he runs away.
And the final verdict.
My favorite part of the LEGO set is the garage, because it can open and close, and I think it's really cool made.
Our most important thing with a set like this is how many boys that we're gonna make happy. Yeah. How many boys are we gonna have going like, hey Dad, look, I made this car. So he's gonna be all smiley and happy, and he can play with the set for a long time.
What the kids don't notice is that the senior designer has built a unique signature right into the set.
One thing we are doing in LEGO City is number plates for our cars. On this car, it says TS. That's actually my name, Torben Skov.
Since 1934, LEGO has rebuilt itself many times over and survived by turning problems into strengths, giving kids of every age new ways to play well, from spare scraps of wood all the way to a toy mega factory.